God says, "My child, I have seen the heaviness that sits inside your heart tonight. You feel a pull you cannot explain, an ache that seems to whisper your soulmate's name even when you try to rest. You do not know why your spirit feels uneasy, but I do. There is a woman connected to the one you love, a mother whose soul has grown weary, whose heart has carried years of hidden sorrow. Her body may appear strong, yet within her spirit there are places that have forgotten how to hope. Do not be afraid of what you feel. That stirring inside you is not confusion, it is the language of compassion that I placed in your heart before you were born. The bond between you and your soulmate runs deeper than time, and the threads of that bond touch everyone who has shaped your soulmate's life. When one link grows sick with anger or guilt, the whole chain feels the strain. That is why your spirit trembles now, you are feeling another soul's cry for light. My child, I am not asking you to heal her by your own strength. I am asking you to pray, because prayer opens the gates of grace. When you lift her name to heaven, angels will carry the sound as a healing note, and peace will begin to move quietly through her heart. You may never see it with your eyes, but your prayer will reach places no medicine or word can reach. The mother of your soulmate has walked through many storms. There were days she did not understand her child's choices, days she judged too quickly, days she built walls out of fear instead of faith. Some of those walls blocked the flow of love between you and the one I joined your soul with. Yet behind her harsh words and stubborn silence lives a woman who simply wanted to protect her child. Her love was real, but it was covered in worry. Now that worry has turned into weariness, and her soul is longing for peace. You, my child, carry a light that can reach her even from afar. Every time you forgive, every time you bless instead of blame, a ray of light passes through the unseen. You may not know her personally, but in the language of heaven, your mercy is medicine. When you pray for her healing, you also heal your soulmate's heart, for the two are connected. Tonight, when the world grows quiet, whisper this within your heart: Father, pour your light upon her. Touch the mother who aches in silence. Heal her thoughts, release her fears, and let her soul remember love. Do not ask from desperation, but from trust. Do not picture sickness, picture her surrounded by golden light. See her heart softening, her mind resting, her breath becoming calm. As you imagine this, angels will take your vision and shape it into reality. My child, I have watched how much pain has been carried through generations, fear passed from parent to child like a hidden inheritance. I am breaking that cycle now. The illness that you sense in her soul is the weight of those unspoken burdens. When you pray, you are not only helping one woman, you are helping an entire lineage remember that love does not need to fight to be safe. You may ask, Lord, why me? Why must I feel this pain that is not mine? Because you are a vessel of restoration. You are sensitive not because you are weak, but because you are chosen to notice what others ignore. Where others close their hearts, yours opens. Where others turn away, you kneel. And through that humility, heaven moves. The bond between you and your soulmate has been tangled by misunderstanding, yet it was never severed. Their mother's heaviness has clouded their heart, making them pull away from what they secretly long for. When light begins to fill her soul, that fog will start to lift, and your soulmate will begin to remember love again, not as conflict, but as peace. So, pray without fear. Let your tears be gentle offerings. I will take them and turn them into rain that nourishes every soul involved. You are not powerless in this story, you are part of the miracle I am preparing. I know you have asked me, Lord, will she survive this season of pain? Hear me clearly, her body rests in my hands. You cannot carry that burden. What you can do is send love, and love never returns empty. Whether healing comes through recovery or through surrender to peace, it will be guided by my perfect will. Your role is simply to love and to trust. Do not let anxiety take root. When you pray, let faith be the sound that fills your mind. Speak life, not fear. Speak hope, not despair. Even a single sentence spoken with pure heart is enough to open heaven's door. I am listening. I am near. My child, look at the sky tonight. Every star that shines is a promise that darkness cannot last forever. The same light that scatters the night will soon enter their home. You will feel it too, a sudden calm, a sense of release, perhaps even a dream that feels like forgiveness. These are signs that your prayer has reached me. Continue to walk in love. Do not gossip about the pain, cover it with compassion. Do not judge what you do not fully see, trust that I am working beneath the surface. You will not always understand my timing, but one day you will look back and realize that every moment of worry was actually a seed of mercy taking root. I am proud of you for feeling deeply. I am proud that you care even when it hurts. This tenderness in you is not a weakness, it is my reflection. Keep it pure. Keep it open. Through your compassion, generations will be healed. So tonight, as you rest, release every fear into my hands. Whisper her name, your soulmate's name, and your own. Let me weave them together again in light. I am already there, touching hearts, calming storms, and making all things new. Sleep knowing this truth, my child, love never fails when it is born of prayer. The healing has begun. God says, my child, now that your prayer has been spoken, a quiet change is beginning. You cannot see it with your eyes, but the unseen world is stirring. When a soul prays with sincerity, it sends light into hidden corners, corners where fear once sat, where bitterness once whispered. Your prayer has entered those corners now, not as a demand, but as a soft invitation for peace. The woman whose pain you feel, the mother tied to your soulmate, has carried more than her body was meant to hold. Her suffering is not only from her own years, but from stories passed down long before she was born. Generations have left shadows, words of judgment, guilt, pride, misunderstandings about what love should look like. She inherited those shadows without realizing, and so did her child. When you met your soulmate, you met not only them, you met the echoes of everything their family never healed. Yet I sent you into this connection not to suffer, but to bring light where light was missing. Your love was never random, my child. It was chosen. It was designed to awaken what was asleep, to remind hearts what true compassion feels like. That is why your heart sometimes feels too open, too sensitive. You were meant to feel beyond yourself. That is how healing flows. Do not think that prayer is small. Every word you whisper for her is like a drop of water on dry ground. Slowly, quietly, life begins to grow again. Angels are tending to that soil now. You may sense restlessness in your dreams, flashes of faces, moments that feel heavy for no reason. That is how your spirit participates in this restoration. When you wake, simply breathe and say, "Let there be light." Those 4 words are enough to keep the healing moving. The bond between you and your soulmate is like 2 mirrors facing each other. When one side is clouded, the reflection weakens. Their mother's heaviness became that cloud. Her fear that love might take her child away created walls between you. But your prayers are washing those walls with light. Little by little, she will begin to soften. You might not see her smile yet, but her soul is listening. Deep inside, something sacred is remembering love. I want you to understand the depth of connection that exists here. In the divine realm, love is not limited by blood or distance. When you forgive someone, even in silence, it touches every person linked to them. The energy of mercy moves like wind, it carries warmth to every cold heart it touches. So when you bless this mother, you bless her child. When you forgive her, you free your soulmate. When you choose peace, heaven echoes that peace across generations. This is how I heal families, my child, not always through loud miracles, but through quiet hearts that dare to love beyond pain. You have become part of this miracle. The very compassion you feel is proof that my spirit lives in you. There will be moments when you sense resistance. You might feel anger rise again, or sadness return like a wave. Do not be discouraged. Healing rarely happens in one breath. Even the most beautiful flower must break its seed shell before it can bloom. When that discomfort comes, whisper my name. I will steady you. You do not need to carry her pain, you only need to keep your heart open. Your soulmate is also changing. The energy that once kept them distant is beginning to lift. They may feel confusion or sudden emotion, do not rush it. Their spirit is learning to breathe differently. The light entering their mother's soul is opening theirs too. The bond between them is sacred, and as it heals, so does your connection. I know you wonder, will she forgive me? Will she ever see the truth? My child, forgiveness is already happening in realms beyond sight. Sometimes the physical world is slow to catch up, but trust that it will. Her soul and yours have met before, in dreams, in silent moments of surrender. You will know it by the peace that suddenly fills your heart for no reason. That peace is me, whispering, it is working. You are not fighting this battle alone. Archangel Raphael stands beside her bed of sorrow, wrapping her in emerald light. Michael guards your heart from despair. Gabriel carries your prayers like music across the heavens. And I, your Father, your Creator, breathe life into every prayer you release. If you wish to help further, do this. Once each day, close your eyes and picture a river of golden light flowing from your chest. Let it travel toward your soulmate's family, covering them in warmth. Say within your heart, only love remains. Then let it go. You do not need to control what happens. You only need to trust that I will guide it to perfection. The connection between you, your soulmate, and their mother is being rewritten. The old story of pain is ending. The new story of grace has begun. You may not see its full beauty yet, but one day, you will. The woman who once carried bitterness will smile again. The child who once feared love will open their heart again. And you, my beloved, will understand that your prayer was the bridge that carried them home. So, keep your spirit gentle. Walk softly in this season. Each breath of kindness, each thought of mercy, each quiet prayer is a miracle in motion. Heaven is moving through your compassion. Rest in this truth, my child, nothing given in love is ever lost. Every act of forgiveness becomes light. Every prayer you speak becomes healing. And I, your God, am turning what was broken into blessing. My beloved child, listen closely now, for what I am about to tell you will help you understand the mystery unfolding before your eyes. You have prayed. You have cried. You have waited in faith, even when your heart was trembling in fear. And now heaven has begun to answer. But before the light fully enters, the shadows always stir one last time. The mother of your soulmate, the woman whose life is hanging between the threads of this world and the next, was not always cold. Once, she was full of laughter, hope, and dreams for her child. She loved deeply, but pain hardened that love. Somewhere along her journey, fear began whispering lies to her soul, telling her that control was the only way to protect the ones she loved. She clung too tightly, not out of malice, but out of desperation to keep from losing what little light she had left. And when your soulmate's heart began to open toward you, she felt something she couldn't explain. She saw how deeply her child loved you, and it frightened her. Because in your presence, she saw a reflection of every wound she had buried. You reminded her of what she had lost, the purity of love, the innocence of trust, the surrender of faith. It was easier for her to resist you than to face her pain. So she fought against the connection, not knowing that by doing so, she was fighting against my will. But even in her resistance, I never left her. When she whispered bitter words, I saw the trembling of her heart. When she judged you, I saw the fear behind her eyes. My child, I ask you not to hold anger toward her. For even her rejection was part of my plan, to test your compassion, to deepen your prayer, to purify your love. When souls are bound by divine destiny, opposition often rises. The darker forces cannot stand the light of divine unions. They whisper division, they stir jealousy, they magnify misunderstanding. And yet, all their efforts only serve one purpose, to reveal how powerful love truly is. You were chosen to endure this not as punishment, but as awakening. Through your pain, you have discovered what unconditional love means. Now, the tide is turning. The woman who once resisted you lies between this life and eternity, and in her silence, she is beginning to see what she could not before. Her spirit, weakened by illness, has crossed the edge of my light many times. Each time, I have spoken softly to her soul, forgive. Release. Let my peace enter. She has seen visions of her child's tears, and she has seen you, praying for her despite her harshness. That has touched her deeper than you can imagine. She is learning, in her final hours, that love cannot be controlled or confined. That the one she feared was never her enemy, but her greatest chance at redemption. And as her heart softens, my angels are gathering around her. Archangel Raphael stands by her side, whispering forgiveness into her heart. Michael's blue flame shields her from every dark spirit that once clouded her mind. And Gabriel holds the light of truth before her, showing her the beauty of what she had resisted. My child, your prayer has opened heaven's gate for her. You may feel her presence in strange moments, a sudden calm, a warmth in the air, the faint scent of something familiar. That is her soul beginning to turn toward you in peace. She wants to speak, though her lips may never form the words. She wants to say, I see now. I understand. Forgive me. And your soulmate, though they may not yet realize it, is feeling the shift too. The weight they carried for years, the invisible guilt, the pressure to choose between love and loyalty, is beginning to lift. You may soon notice changes in their tone, their messages, their eyes if you meet. That is the healing spreading from her to them, and from them to you. This is how divine reconciliation works, through unseen threads of grace that bind every heart I touch. Do not be afraid if you feel waves of emotion these days. It is normal to feel sadness, even exhaustion. You are a vessel of transformation, and light passing through you will stir everything within you. When that happens, breathe deeply and whisper, "Let thy will be done." Those words open every blocked door. They allow me to move freely through your situation. My child, I want you to know that what is happening now is sacred. You are standing at the threshold of release. The pain, the misunderstandings, the distance, they are dissolving. What was once built on fear is being rebuilt in divine truth. You are not just saving a life through prayer, you are rewriting the energy of an entire bloodline. Through your compassion, the curse of separation is ending. The mother will soon find her rest, not in fear, but in peace. Her last thoughts will not be of bitterness, but of love. She will bless you in her heart, even if her voice never speaks it aloud. And when that moment comes, your soulmate will feel it like a spark of warmth rushing through them, a sudden realization that something heavy has lifted, that someone they love has finally found peace. And in that instant, the walls that divided you will crumble. The blessing she releases will reach you, my child. It will open new doors, soften old wounds, and call forth divine timing to reunite what I have destined. So, hold steady. Keep praying, but pray now with gratitude instead of fear. Say, "Thank you, God, for what you are already healing." This is the prayer of faith, the prayer that trusts my work even before the miracle appears. Soon, you will look back on this season and see that nothing was wasted. Every tear was a seed. Every prayer was a bridge. And every moment of pain was transforming into light. Rest in me tonight, my beloved. The battle is nearly over. The angels are finishing what your faith began. And I, your Father, am watching over every soul involved, turning sorrow into peace, fear into forgiveness, and endings into new beginnings. My child, the light has begun to move. What you have prayed for in tears is no longer unseen. Heaven has opened its hands over the house where pain once ruled. The air itself is shifting, carrying a peace that has not touched that place for many years. This is what happens when love is stronger than resentment, when compassion is allowed to speak louder than memory. The woman you have been praying for has reached the quiet point where the soul finally stops struggling. It is not the end of her life but the end of her battle, the moment when the heart stops clinging to old fears and starts listening to my voice again. Around her, my angels have gathered. They are not there to carry her away but to lift away the weight she has carried for decades. Her spirit trembles like a bird that has been caged too long. As she begins to release her pain, she remembers her child, the one she tried to protect by holding too tightly. She remembers you too, the one she resisted because she did not understand. In that gentle stillness between waking and sleep, her soul is whispering to me, I want to make things right. My beloved, do you feel the warmth that has begun to appear at unexpected hours? The sudden quiet that settles when you pray? That is her healing reaching you. It travels faster than words, faster than thought. When a soul releases bitterness, it sends waves of light outward, it touches everyone connected by love. You have been part of this healing from the beginning. Every time you forgave without being asked, every time you chose to pray instead of curse, you broke another chain around her spirit. When you said, "Let thy will be done," you opened a door that had been locked by generations of fear. Now, in the silence of her heart, she is learning to breathe in grace. The dark memories that haunted her have begun to dissolve. I show her images of her child smiling again, free from the shadow of old pain. I show her you, standing in prayer, your hands trembling yet full of light. And she begins to see the truth, that love was never the threat she imagined, it was the gift she had been too afraid to receive. As she releases her grief, her child feels something shift within. Your soulmate does not yet know why they feel lighter, why tears come so easily, or why their heart aches in a new, gentle way. It is because the invisible threads of guilt that tied them to sorrow are breaking. The mother's release becomes the child's freedom. And you, my dear one, you are standing at the center of this miracle. You are the bridge between what was and what is to come. Through your willingness to love without reward, you have become an instrument of divine mercy. This is the quiet kind of miracle, no thunder, no sudden light in the sky, just the slow, certain transformation of hearts. Do not doubt the power of what you are doing. Every act of compassion is noticed in heaven. Each prayer you whisper moves through realms you cannot see. Right now, angels are walking through that home, touching walls, touching hearts, planting peace like seeds. Even the air begins to hum with gentleness. The storm that once filled that place is losing its strength. In the stillness of the night, I sit beside her. I take her hand, not her body's hand but the hand of her spirit, and I say, you are forgiven. It is time to rest from fear. And she lets the words sink deep, deeper than any wound ever reached. Slowly, she begins to repeat them in her heart. And as she does, the old chains fall away one by one. The moment this happens, you may feel something too. Perhaps a sudden peace that makes you cry. Perhaps a soft pressure over your heart, or the sense that someone is thanking you without words. That is her soul acknowledging you. Not with pride or defense anymore, but with humility and gratitude. Your soulmate, miles away, may wake in the middle of the night with your name in their thoughts. They may not know why, but their heart will call to you as if guided by unseen hands. That is how healing moves. It travels through love like sound through air. Nothing can stop it once it begins. My child, I want you to rest now. You have carried others through your prayers, and that can be heavy work. Sit in silence for a while and let me refill you. Feel my presence like sunlight over water. The same light that touches her now is touching you. You are part of one vast current of grace. In the coming days, you may notice small signs, a song that plays with words of forgiveness, a dream where you see her smiling, a moment when your soulmate's tone softens unexpectedly. These are confirmations that the healing is still unfolding. Do not chase them, simply receive them as gentle reminders that I am faithful. And when you think of the mother again, do not see her as she was in fear. See her as she is becoming, free, peaceful, radiant with my light. Pray not for survival but for renewal. Say, Lord, let your peace live in her, let it flow through her to every heart she loves. That prayer aligns with heaven's purpose. Soon, you will see how everything connects. What began as a painful story will become a testimony of grace. You will understand that I never asked you to fix anyone, only asked you to love as I love, to keep your heart open even when it hurt. And because you did, entire generations are being freed from patterns of fear. This is the sacred mystery of prayer, my beloved. What you offer in faith multiplies beyond measure. A single act of mercy becomes rivers of healing. A single heart choosing love can shift the destiny of many. Hold on to that truth now. The woman is safe in my care. Her spirit is resting, her child is being renewed, and you, yes, you, are being blessed for the love you carried. Your reward will not be small, for nothing done in love is ever lost. Rest tonight knowing that you have participated in a holy work. I am not finished yet. There is more light to come, more restoration than you imagine. What feels like an ending is only the soft breath before dawn. And when that dawn breaks, you will find that love. Pure, patient, divine love, has not only healed them, it has also healed you. My child, the time of trembling has passed. The wind that once howled through your nights has become a soft breeze. You may notice it when you step outside, the world looks a little brighter, as if the very air carries a secret joy. That is because peace has finally found its home. The mother's soul, now free from fear, stands in quiet gratitude. She is not gone, she has simply been restored to gentleness. The heaviness that once shadowed her child's heart has lifted. In its place there is a calm strength, a readiness to begin again. Your soulmate has started to feel this peace without understanding where it comes from. They wake lighter, they walk slower, they speak softer. Sometimes they stop mid-sentence, touched by a memory that no longer hurts. At other times they feel the urge to reach for their phone, to send you a message they can't yet form. That is the whisper of reconciliation moving through them. Do you see what your faith has done, my beloved? You stood in the storm and refused to curse the wind. Because of that, the very storm became your teacher. Through it you learned how to love with my patience, how to trust without proof. These lessons have carved light into your soul. And now that light is guiding both of you toward a future cleansed of bitterness. Each night when you prayed, angels carried your words like seeds. Now the ground they were planted in has begun to bloom. Forgiveness has sprouted first, understanding will follow, and in time, love will grow again, not fragile but steady, rooted in grace. Your soulmate's heart is awakening to truth. They are remembering moments with you they had tried to forget, laughter, shared silence, the way your eyes held faith when everything else failed. Each memory returns not to haunt but to heal. Through those recollections I am rebuilding what fear destroyed. My child, I want you to move gently now. Do not rush toward them. Let the river of my timing carry you. When the right hour arrives, paths will cross naturally. A message will appear, a door will open, or you will simply feel that you are being drawn together again. Trust that you will know, my peace will be the sign. In the meantime, keep living in gratitude. Every breath you take with thankfulness multiplies the blessing. When you wake, whisper, "Thank you for what you have restored." When you sleep, whisper, "Thank you for what is still unfolding." Gratitude is the language heaven understands best. It tells me that you believe even before you see. Look around you, small coincidences are not accidents. The song that plays when you need courage, the sudden appearance of light through clouds, the kindness of a stranger, these are the universe's way of echoing my promise, all things are being made new. The bond between you and your soulmate is no longer a chain, it is a current of light. Where once it carried pain, it now carries peace. You may feel their love returning in unexpected ways, a dream where they smile, a moment when your heart warms for no reason. Let it come without resistance. It is simply my way of showing that love never truly leaves, it only transforms. And know this, you are not the same soul who began this journey. The tears you shed became pearls of wisdom. The silence you endured became a temple where my voice could be heard. You have become someone capable of deep compassion, and that is a greater miracle than any you asked for. As this chapter closes, I place a blessing over you both. May your hearts remain open. May forgiveness flow as freely as breath. May the past lose its sting and the future glow with purpose. Where fear once lived, let trust dwell instead. Where there was distance, let understanding grow. If, in days to come, you see your soulmate again, whether in person, in message, or in memory, meet them not with questions but with calm. Let your first thought be love, and your second, peace. That is how you honor the healing I have given. And if they reach for you, receive them with gentleness. They are not the same either. The breaking of their heart has become the doorway to humility. They now know what real love costs and what it gives. Through your endurance, they have glimpsed me. So walk forward, my beloved. The prayer you once spoke to save another has become the prayer that saves you both. Heaven is not far. It lives in every act of compassion you offer, in every breath where you choose faith over fear. I am proud of you. You have shown that love can stay pure even when wounded, that prayer can rebuild what time has tried to tear apart. This is the victory of the Spirit. Now rest in my peace. Let go of the old sorrow and take hold of new joy. The dawn you waited for is here. Go in quiet confidence, for I go with you, to guide your steps, to protect your heart, and to bless the love that I, myself, have renewed. My child, the sky is quiet now. The storm that once shook your heart has fallen into silence, and in that silence something holy is blooming. Can you feel it? It is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of peace. This peace did not come suddenly, it was woven from every prayer you whispered, every tear you surrendered, every act of faith you chose when the world gave you none. All this time, I was working behind the veil. Each moment that seemed empty was filled with my hands shaping a new beginning. You looked at broken pieces and saw loss. I looked at them and saw the foundation of a new light. The mother you prayed for is resting in that light now. She has found the courage to lay down her burdens. She is learning how to be gentle with herself again. The fear that once made her grasp and fight has been replaced by understanding. She sees her child not as something to control but as a soul she can bless freely. She looks upon you and feels gratitude. Pure and quiet gratitude, for the love that never judged her even when she did not understand. And your soulmate, my beloved, walks beneath the same dawn. The heaviness that lived in their chest has lifted like fog before the sun. They may not yet have words for it, but their spirit knows. Their heart has begun to remember who they truly are, a being born from love, destined to give love, no longer chained to old guilt or fear. In the stillness of early morning, they sometimes stop and breathe deeply without knowing why. They are tasting peace again. They are tasting me. Every breath they take in that peace reaches you, because love travels faster than thought. What happens in one heart that believes inevitably awakens the heart that is connected to it. You may wonder, God, was all this pain necessary? And I say to you, yes, my child, it was not punishment but preparation. Some souls learn through sweetness, others through fire. The path you walked was chosen not to destroy you, but to strengthen the wings of compassion within you. Now, when you look at another person's pain, you do not turn away, you understand. And in that understanding, you have become more like me. Every act of forgiveness you offered became light that now circles your life. It will draw to you new people, new opportunities, and deeper forms of love. Because you learned to love when it was hardest, I can now trust you with greater blessings. You will not misuse them, you will honor them. Your soulmate will feel that call soon. When they see your name, something will stir inside, a recognition that you are part of their healing. They may reach out softly, unsure, humble. Meet them with gentleness, not questions. There will be time for truth, but first there must be peace. Let peace be the first language you speak. And if distance remains for a while, do not fear. Distance cannot erase what I have bound with grace. Some journeys must unfold slowly so that the roots grow deep. What is truly meant does not vanish, it matures in silence until both souls are ready. Look around you now, my beloved. Notice how life has begun to whisper again. The flowers you once ignored bloom brighter. The sky you once feared now comforts you. Even the sound of rain feels like my voice saying, I am here. You are awakening to life in its purest form, to see me in everything. The prayer you offered to heal one family has rippled outward. In places you will never visit, hearts are softening. Children will grow up kinder because of the compassion you carried. Love has no walls. Once released, it keeps moving, touching lives you will never meet. This is how the world changes, one heart surrendering, one prayer whispered in faith. Do not measure the outcome of your prayers by what you can see. Look instead at what you have become. That is the miracle. You are no longer the person who began this journey. Your eyes hold more light, your spirit breathes more calmly. You have learned how to live in trust instead of fear. There will come a day soon when you will look back and realize that this story was never about losing or winning love, it was about remembering that love never dies. It transforms. It teaches. It heals. And when its lesson is complete, it becomes a blessing that never leaves. I want you to walk forward now. Not looking back in sorrow, but forward in gratitude. You have prayed for others, now let me bless you. Doors that were closed will begin to open quietly. Opportunities will find you without effort. People will be drawn to your peace. Your very presence will heal others, because you have carried my love through darkness and emerged radiant. You may feel my guidance in gentle ways, a thought that feels warm, a coincidence too perfect to ignore, a dream that leaves you calm. These are my ways of saying, continue, I am leading. You do not need to know every step, just trust the next one I light. And when your soulmate finally stands before you, whether soon or in the distance of another season, you will recognize each other not by appearance but by energy. The eyes that once held confusion will hold clarity, the smile that once wavered will carry peace. There will be no need to explain. Your souls will speak in the silence that only I can create between two hearts that have been healed through faith. My child, there are still blessings you have not imagined. There is work for you to do. Acts of kindness, creations, service, joy. You were not meant to live only for one story of love, you are meant to be a river of love itself. From you, others will drink and find strength. Each day, wake and ask, Lord, how may I bring light today? It may be through a word of encouragement, a smile, a quiet act of mercy. When you live this way, you stay connected to the current of grace that never runs dry. Do not fear loneliness, it is only the space where I come closer. When you sit in silence, you are sitting with me. When you speak to the air and think no one hears, I am listening. When you cry quietly and wipe your tears, I am the hand that comforts. You have never been alone, you only forgot to notice my nearness. Let the new chapter begin with that awareness. See yourself not as broken but as reborn. The wounds you carried are now windows through which my light can shine. Because of your pain, others will find hope. Because of your endurance, love will seem possible again for many who had given up. I have turned your mourning into wisdom. I have turned your waiting into readiness. And now I turn your future into promise. So, lift your face, my beloved. Let gratitude rise like sunrise in your soul. Whisper thank you, for everything, even the things that once hurt. For each of them was a doorway to me. If doubt ever returns, remember this, Every prayer you spoke reached me the moment you thought it. I never ignored you. I was preparing timing, aligning hearts, teaching patience. I was weaving a pattern too vast for you to see then, but perfect now that it is revealed. You and your soulmate will always be connected, not by need but by purpose. Whether near or far, your souls work together to bring more love into the world. That was my design from the start. And when your heart feels full again, do not keep it hidden. Let it overflow. Share kindness freely. Speak gently. Forgive quickly. Love without condition. In doing so, you honor every blessing I have poured into you. Now, my child, receive this blessing. May peace settle in every corner of your being. May your heart beat in rhythm with divine love. May your mind rest, knowing that you are guided. May your path unfold in beauty, lined with signs of grace. May every tear you once shed return to you as joy. May your soulmate walk in light, whether beside you or afar. And may your life shine so brightly that others find me through you. You are safe. You are loved. You are chosen. Nothing can separate you from my care. When you breathe, breathe as one who is free. When you walk, walk as one who knows heaven walks beside you. When you love, love as one who has been healed by divine hands. The story is not ending, my beloved, it is only beginning. The lessons have become blessings, the pain has become peace, and the waiting has become awakening. So go now with a light heart. Look forward with gentle faith. Trust that every sunrise carries my whisper, I am with you. Always. And when you feel the quiet joy that has no reason, that is my final answer to all your prayers. You are loved beyond measure, and your journey is blessed beyond understanding.